So we'll move to the next slide. We'll just try to get an understanding what are the areas we are planning to cover as part of our course. Since we have some individuals who are from a non-technical background and they want to get into the IT corporate sector, so we'll just try to get some introduction. We'll try to give some introduction about what is software testing, what is software engineering, some of the basics about software testing, software engineering. Agile methodology is used. This is the current trend that we have in the IT industry. Everyone is following the agile methodology. So we'll try to get an understanding in what is agile methodology, how agile works, what are the different frameworks we have in agile. Verification and validation. We'll try to understand what is verification, validation, different types of techniques that you could use in verification, validation. Again, we'll try to get some of the basics about what are the bug life cycle, how can we create a bug. We'll try to get an understanding on effective test case preparation techniques, how can we create a test cases. We'll try to understand what are test planning, what are the test planning techniques. Okay, then we'll go ahead and get started with core Java. We'll try to understand Java. We'll have an understanding on the control statements, what are object classes, what are OOPs. So we have inheritance, polymorphism, encapsulation, and abstraction. So these are the four pillars of OOPs. We'll go over the four pillars of OOPs. Exception handling is very important when we are doing the automation, when we are doing the development, when we are doing the coding. String manipulation is very important. How can we work with strings? So we'll see that. Then we'll see what is Selenium. We'll try to understand the architecture of Selenium. We recently had Selenium 4 that was released. We'll try to understand what was the difference between Selenium 3, Selenium 4. How can we invoke test on different web browsers? How can we work with web elements? There are different types of web elements where we would need to use some of the extend classes, JavaScript executors, all different things. We'll need to identify how can we locate an element. So all these things we would learn while we would discuss about working with web elements. We will see TestNG. TestNG is again a testing framework which is very widely used. If you are using Selenium with Java, if you're using Python, you've got PyTest. If you're using C Sharp, you've got NUnit. So TestNG is very popular with Java. We'll try to get an understanding on the automation framework. How can we create an automation framework? What items should be present in an automation framework? We'll try to get an understanding on Jenkins. Jenkins is very popular. Tool for continuous integration and continuous testing. Almost all the organization uses Jenkins for continuous integration, continuous testing. Git, since we have some individuals who are from an IT background and they're working in the corporate sector, they would get an understanding on what is Git. Git is basically used for version control system. So you are writing the code, okay? You want to push your code, so you would use Git as the repository, right? So Git is a very popular tool which is used for version control system. This is the plan, or this is the agenda that we are planning as part of this session. What I would do is I would go to the next slide. Any questions over here as far as the syllabus is concerned, or as far as the areas that we want to concern? I think, Lena, you have a specific requirement wherein your focus is more towards the automation framework that is a BDD based framework, right? You want to get an understanding on BDD like Cucumber and all those stuff, right?
Yes, yes, right.
Okay. And I think Vaishali, did you mention you want to get an understanding on API and DB and all those stuff?
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right. So essentially, the syllabus we had identified, or the topics that we have identified, that would essentially cover everything. So this, if we go over the syllabus, we would get an understanding, or we would be ready to appear for an interview. We would be ready to change the organization. We would be ready to give an interview if you want to start your career in IT sector. So we have designed this framework, or we have designed this syllabus in such a manner. I'll go to the next slide. I would give a brief introduction, I would say summary about the importance of Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language. The reason Java is very popular is because of its security. Okay, We have got Python, we have got C Sharp, but as far as the security is concerned, Java is still considered to be the most secure language. Java is platform independent, so it is very important. Java holds a very importance as far as the programming languages are concerned. The demand of Java is at the top. We'll talk about some of the advantages and disadvantages of Java. Again, I would reiterate the same thing. Java is robust and secure. It is widely used in many product-based as well as service-based organization. If you're looking to start your career into IT, if you're looking to switch your jobs, some of the very well-known companies, if I talk about some of the tier one companies like Infosys, TCS, Capgemini, Accenture, a lot of service-based companies, we would have Java. Java would be their prime requirement. If I talk about product-based company, like we have Marketplace, we've got Mastercard, UBS, Credit Suisse, all these companies, top banking companies we have, they are using Java. The only reason they are using Java is, I'm not saying they don't use other languages, they use other languages, but their prime focus or most of their projects would be in Java. It's because of its security. One challenge that I would like to mention is you need to give certain efforts. When we are learning Java, Java can be a little challenging to learn. Okay, so this is, but compared to the opportunities that we have, we could definitely take that challenge. I would like to mention the differentiator between Java and other programming languages that we have. Again, I would reiterate the same thing as it is most trusted, most secure, and most reliable programming language. The job opportunities, if you got an understanding on Java, the job opportunities would be always higher in comparison to other programming languages. So that is one of the differentiator that it has from the other programming languages in the market. What are the job opportunities? If you aspire to be a developer, you could crack an interview as a Java developer. SDate. Okay, so some of the organization give this specific designation to automation engineer, software development engineer in test. The roles and responsibilities of estate is to primarily automate the infrastructure. I would say the automate the applications. Test automation analyst is more or less in line with the estate, but we have a different, there is a thin line of difference between test automation analyst and estate. QA analyst, okay, there is an opportunity. If you get QA analyst is again an opportunity. Product manager and DevOps engineer. So there are a lot of product based companies who wants to hire product engineers, or I would say product managers, okay, having good product domain, but their key requirement, they also want such candidates to have good understanding on a programming languages, right? So you would see project managers, you would see scrum master is another new job, or I would say a different role in the industry, right? So the organizations wish that the candidates have some understanding on the programming language. The reason being, what they would be doing is essentially they would be managing the project, right? But if they want to manage the project, they should have some understanding on the programming skill. They should be from a technical background. So this is again one of the role that you could target. Okay, DevOps engineers. If you want to write the scripts, you could programming language could be handy. Okay. So these are some of the job opportunities that we have if we complete this specific course. How long has the technology been in the market? I would say it was released in 1995. It has been in the industry for more than 2 years. Okay, it is the most trusted. It is the most reliable and secure programming languages. Future of Java. Let's take an example. You would have a question in your mind. What if I learn Java now? What would be your future after 5 years, probably after 10 years, or probably after 15 years? Uh, Trust me, future of Java is bright. It is one of the most trusted programming language. Lot of organizations, I would reiterate the same thing. A lot of organizations have been using Java, are using Java, and would continue to use Java. Okay, so Java would was there, Java is there, and Java will be there. Okay, so as far as the future of Java is concerned, rest assured, the future of Java was bright, and it would always be bright. similar competitors from the technology. If I talk about Java, we have got Python in the market as well. We have got .NET, we have got PHP, we have got Ruby. Python and .NET are used by companies. PHP is, I would say, very small fractions of companies are using PHP. Ruby is again used if you got a specific requirement when clients want the team to develop something in Ruby. But the major programming languages would be, I would say, the go-to languages are Java, Python, and .NET. Okay, the other question that may come to your mind, what if I plan to give a certification? I want to boost my resume. I want to increase my potential to apply for a job or to crack an interview. I want to appear for a certification. A lot of individuals do that. I have given certifications. Okay, so certifications are an added advantage if you want to outshine between 10 employees or 10 candidates. Certification is the way to go. There are certain certifications that is provided by Oracle. You could definitely try for Oracle certified foundations associated, which is some of the basic concept about core Java would be considered, and then you could also go with the certified associate Oracle. That is the second certificate you have. All right, so that brings us to the end of our slide. Now, what I would be doing is I would be opening the floor for the questions, and I would like to clear any questions that you have, any doubts that you have. You need any information, any specific update. I would open the floor for the questions.
Hello.
Yes, Vaishali.
Are you covered the basic Java or all Java in this course?
Basic Java or all Java as in?
Means advanced Java or basic Java? Both are
Okay, so as
included
far as
in
Java
this.
is, no, advanced Java as in we would not cover everything related to like the Java frameworks, right? We would not talk about the Java frameworks, but everything related to core Java. We'll collect till collections. So we've got linked list, we've got array
Okay.
list, we've got hash map. So we'll cover all those aspects, right? We'll cover string, what is exception handling, okay? So all those we'll cover oops as well.
Yes. Yeah. That's it from my side.
Okay. Anything related to Selenium, Vaishali, you want to ask? See, again, in Selenium, we'll cover everything. We'll
Okay.
try to cover everything related to what are the basic concepts of Selenium. We'll try to cover everything related to automating each different type of web element. We'll also try to understand the best coding practice that we should follow. We'll try to get an understanding on framework designing, okay, and then Jenkins again. So Jenkins is used for
Okay.
continuous integration, continuous testing. We'll try to see how Jenkins work, how can we create a job in Jenkins, and also create us something that will do parallel.
Okay.
Okay, Samruddhi, you had something. Do you want to go ahead?
Yes, sir. Sir, are you going to take any live projects with this course after completion of the course?
Live project as in whatever we would be doing would be based on, let's take an example. If you complete the syllabus, if you get placed in a organization or you switch a company, the syllabus or the items would be covered would be live. I mean, you could use all those stuff in your organization. Everything would be hands-on, right? So that to answer the question, when you say live, what do you mean by live? We would be doing everything hands-on. So your question is, would there be hands-on practice? The answer is yes. Uh, Lena, you have anything? Do you want to confirm anything because you had a specific requirement, right, related to Cucumber?
Yes,
Hmm?
yes, because I'm already working on Selenium and Test Engine framework and Jenkins also. So actually, I wanted to learn Cucumber framework or
Mhm.
REST assured. So can I get details of any? Is there any possibility of upcoming batch related to Cucumber or
Okay.
REST assured? Yeah.
So, what is your expectation as far as see REST assured is used for API automation? So, do you want to have, do you want to take into consideration API automation and Cucumber is again like a BDD based automation framework. So,
Yes, yes.
what?
Actually, my current designation is only automation test engineer. So I wanted to get knowledge of about Cucumber framework because I'm working on test engine framework since a long time.
Okay.
So it will be beneficial for me if I get used to the Cucumber framework.
Okay. All right. So what we can do is we already have one specific item where we'll talk about this framework. So I had a different kind of frameworks available with me, but what we will do is, since you have got a specific requirement, we'll try to go over the BDD-based framework. Again, BDD-based framework is widely used in the organization, so others can also learn the same.
Okay.
And I would
But
give
then
you
in that case, I would have to enroll for the entire course because I'm already aware about Selenium. No, so I just wanted to start from the framework part.
okay,
So
so you
then,
want to skip the other items. That is what you're saying.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
No problem, Lina. What I will do is I would get in touch with Swapnil and probably Swapnil contacted you, right?
No, I think so. There was some lady, but I don't remember the name.
No problem. I would connect with you offline, or I will try to connect. I will get you connected with someone, but we'll stay connected. We'll have a discussion offline on the same line.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Jagdish, you have anything?
Not really,
Okay.
but yes, for some questions coming on mind, like we are totally new to this. So yes, the myth or assumption is like we can do this like a script or something because we
Okay.
are like yes, you understood my point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So Jagdish and
Mm.
Akash, my question to you, both of you. Now let's take an example after the session. Would you be able to spend at least 20-25 minutes on a daily basis, or not even after the session? Let's take an example. We have a session. I want you to spend at least 20 minutes on a daily basis. Whatever we are doing, just try to practice this. Because the more you practice, you gain more confidence, and you would become more job ready. So it is not the fact that since you are from a non-technical background, or since you don't have exposure to IT, you would not be able to do it. But yes, uh, the the reality is, again, some individuals who are from a technical background would always have an upper hand, but it is not something that you would not be able to. You would be definitely able to do it. The only thing is you would need to put in some efforts or some additional efforts.
Yes, yeah, understood. Actually, previously when I was like 3 years of experience now, that time also I started to learn this OOPS concept and all, but in between I lost concentration. Something else like busy work schedule and all. So it should not happen like this time also. So first, starting of this session, I should inform you like I'm thinking of that. If could I get time daily, and the session is same, right? 8 p.m. 8 to 9, right?
Yeah,
Weekdays.
ideally, yeah.
Hmm.
So weekdays we are planning around 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, this is the
Oh,
ideal plan, and we'll get a confirmation with everyone if this is convenient for everyone that we have over
hmm.
there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
again,
Yeah.
to add something more, Jagdish, I would give a very honest answer. I would give an example about myself. I was preparing for a very difficult certification, cloud-related certification. I would tell my approach, what was my approach, and this is something that I wanted to share with everyone. So the certification was difficult. My approach was, since I'm a working professional, I have very minimal time in order to upscale myself. Okay, Monday to Fridays are very busy for me. So the initial plan was I would study on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, that was the plan. I was very enthusiastic. I was very energetic, and I was all pumped up. I was able to continue with the same energy. I was able to continue with the same momentum only for 3 weeks. Eventually, my energy got faded. The enthusiasm, I lacked in the enthusiasm, and I just tried to evaluate myself what went wrong. I followed the same thing for the second time. Okay, after a gap of probably 6 months, I restarted my studies. I followed the same practice, or I would follow the same pattern. Again, the same thing happened. I was able to continue this time for 4 weeks. The problem that I was able to find out is, don't try to. So, if you are trying to study something, right, don't try to have only weekends. Just try to spend at least 15-20 minutes. Now, the current thing that I have is the current approach that I have adopted. No matter what, I would at least spend 15, 20, 25 minutes in order to study. because what happens is if I shift my focus to Saturday, Sunday, there would be some or the other work that I would need to take into consideration, right? And that is where I would lose the focus. So ideally, trying to work only or trying to study only on Saturday and Sunday or weekends, just try to spend at least 15-20 minutes. Try to follow this strategy, it would work definitely 100%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Akash, do you want uh, to add anything? Any question that you have?
So, one more question from my side. So, configuration setup, what we require? Can you means minimum RAM level and all something? Can you add some points?
Okay, so I think if you're using a desktop, 4 GB
Mhm.
of RAM should be sufficient. What we want to do is we only want to install Java and then we want to install Eclipse. The other plugins that we would be installing would not consume a lot of memory. I think the only memory consumption is the ID. Eclipse would consume some memory.
Okay, 4 GB is sufficient, right?
Yeah, I think that should be more than enough.
Okay.
Okay. Akash, do you want anything from your end?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Samruddhi, I think Samruddhi is. Any questions from your end, Ruxana, since you are trying to get back into the corporate sector after a span of, I think you said 7 years, right? So, any questions from you?
Yes, I have a lot of questions, but now I'm confused,
Okay.
nervous. Next time, I'm trying.
No
This
problem.
time,
All right. No problem, Ruxana. I think the most important thing is family always come first, and I am glad that you are ready to take the opportunity, or you're ready to take the challenge and you want to get back to the corporate sector. I've seen a lot of ladies. I have been I've got a professional experience of 10 plus years, but I have been assisting, mentoring, and coaching individuals for more than 5 years. I have interacted with similar ladies who take a break because of their personal reasons and they want to go back to the corporate world. So this is something everyone has done. It's just that again, I would reiterate the same thing. It would be challenging for you, but again, you would need to give certain efforts. You need to spend at least 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes every day, and whatever you are doing on a daily basis, you just need to do it yourself. That should be good.
yes, yes.
Okay, Samiksha, you have anything?
Yes, sir. I just want to ask you are covering the rest assured API automation testing also.
No, no, no. For this specific course, we are not taking into consideration assured API automation. That would be altogether a different thing. That would be like framework creation, framework designing. But again, I would just make a note. Are you connected? Like Swapnil contacted you or Lakshmi?
No, I think Moini, some lady contacted me.
Mohini.
Yes, sir.
Mohini.
Actually, I was also contacted by Mohini ma'am only, and I had inquired for the Rest Assured course also, Rest Assured and Cucumber,
Okay,
and she had shared today's course link with me. Miss, I had inquired for Rest Assured and Cucumber, and she shared me today's link. Means it is related to Selenium. No, it is
correct, correct.
not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I understood.
Okay, sir.
All right. I think we should be good. We have covered everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ruxana.
Uh, what are the requirement of laptop means? For
Laptop, even if you don't have a laptop, if you have a desktop, that should be fine. 4 GB, as I said, Jagdish asked this question, right? 4 GB should be sufficient. The only tool that we need to install is Eclipse. Eclipse would ideally run on 2 GB, but 4 GB should be sufficient. Okay. All right. One request to everyone: have you filled the link that I've shared in the chat? Uh,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone, Lina, Vaishali, Samruddhi, Jagdish, you have done it, right? Akash, you have done it. Samiksha.
No, sir, not yet.
Okay,
Actually,
can you?
I'll do it on my personal laptop. Actually, I connected with the office desktop, so
Okay,
not
okay.
yet.
All right. Ruxana,
Yes.
I hope you have filled it, right?
Yes.
All right. All right. So, if in case we don't have any other questions, we would conclude this session, the session for today. Ruxana, Samiksha, and Lena. Okay. I would get in touch with the relevant individuals and they would connect with you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you appearing for the session. Thank you so much for joining the session. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.